Running with the runners. 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 Running with the runners.
Oh man, you better be running with the runners. It's Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. A historic, record-breaking week we're going to break down for you guys. As always, I got my good brother here, Ricardo Hamilton, aka M.I.M.S, making it make sense. What a week, M.I.M.S. The runners just keep on winning.
Well, it's the story of our lives at this point, and we just don't stop, And I think, those who've been running with us for, all these years, they know, that we always produce and we have a lot of fun doing it, and we help a lot of people and make a lot of money in the process. And yeah, brother, we're having a lot of fun, fired up and excited for tonight's show, adding more value, changing people's lives, So make sure you guys like this out, share this out. We got a great show for you tonight, as always. But I'm doing awesome, brother. How about you?
Oh man, I mean, this has just been such a blessing to see so many people winning on the team week after week. Whether they decide to share this opportunity or they just want to get paid every day. So we're gonna tease you guys just a little bit here. Okay, I want to get some more people on before we really get into what happened in the last week and how we're breaking records left and right. So before we do that, guys, there's so much going on in the news and the markets right now. Let's make sure we cover it. Okay, it's a great time, in my opinion. I'm buying some crypto tonight as soon as we get off the live. We've had a bit of a pullback here, which is good, and I think institutions are doing this on purpose to dump the price. Even when you look at the month, there's not too many things up in the last month. I did do some research on this OKB M.I.M.S, and then we actually have made some videos on how people can use OKB. That's an Ethereum layer 2 by the an exchange. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's just OK Exchange. I could be wrong. But they have their own ETH layer 2 token, and there was like 300 million of them, and they burned like 80-something% of the tokens, and now there's only 21 million of them. So they're following essentially the Bitcoin tokenomics, and they just destroyed a bunch of the coins. So that's why the price went up so much. I think I got one or two of them somewhere. So that's always good.
Right. Yeah. I think we were doing something on that chain not too long ago, dealing with another project. I think I remember that project as well. But yeah, there's always opportunity, folks. But yeah, anytime you see something like that, I mean, we're in projects now where they're locking up a lot of supply, whether we talk about SHX or whether we talk about even Dovu and some other projects, I'm sure we'll get into. But yeah, when you understand the tokenomics, and the math and supply and demand and liquidity, that's what, really gets exciting when you're looking at the valuations of a lot of these projects, and you understand, what's going to be coming in from this market and or industry. And then you understand what is accessible or available to even be bought on the market in the first place. It's called supply shock. And we'll see the same thing in metals and real assets as well. But yeah, man, you always want to find those gems in this space that have that potential to definitely skyrocket because of it.
Yep. So Bitcoin down to 113, Ethereum still under 4,000, XRP under 3, Solana at 180. So there's lots of good buys out there. And you can kind of see in the last week, other than these top 3 tokens, which I think Mantle is a layer 2 as well. And I've never heard of this AB coin, but other than those 3, not much has happened. Just a couple percentage, and then, most everything is kind of even or down a little bit. So there's so much news going on. I'm going to get into that. We still got to get some more people on here. I'm going to actually reach out to the group. But M.I.M.S, I think these 2, before we even get into some more crypto stuff, these last 2 I posted were crazy, bro. A home buyer must now earn $114,000 a year to afford the median priced U.S. home. This means the average U.S. household income would require a 42% raise to afford the median home. Homeownership is officially a luxury. And M.I.M.S, before you react to that, the other one, I wanted to do was, where'd it go? Did I forget to? Oh yeah, this one. Something is seriously wrong here. For the first time in history, a new home in the U.S. costs $33,000 less than an existing home. Not even June of 2005 saw such a large gap right before the 2008 financial crisis. I haven't had a chance to break this down, Mims. I think it goes into something with interest rates and other things, but that's crazy to me that you can build a new home for $33,000 less than an existing home.
Yeah.
So Mims, before we get into the crypto stuff, maybe break it down as to why, we're seeing this type of just craziness in the economy right now.
Yeah, I mean, straightforward, simply put, this is a rigged, managed, and manipulated market. There's no real price discovery for assets right now. We're in twilight zone. You have to understand during the scamdemic, I mean, they shut everything down, printed trillions of dollars. They never fixed the crisis from 2008. They never changed any laws. No bankers went to jail. They just reinflate bubbles. They're manipulating the cost of money, which is really the cost of debt. And it's all rigged and manipulated. And that's why a lot of the data and the numbers is irrelevant. They even, they always revise the jobs numbers down. They say, oh, that was a big thing that just came out. They just had to revise the inflation numbers. There's all this politics going all around, but it's all rigged, managed, and manipulated. It's problem, reaction, solution, cause and effect. It's all just a psychological indicator to manipulate the masses, quite frankly. But yeah, I mean, there's no real price discovery for assets right now. I mean, we have ballooning debt, devaluing currency, managed, rigged, and manipulated markets that are not based on the real economy. The evaluations is all over the place. But we're going to see an event here. Obviously, the numbers, what we're looking at is alarming, and it's totally unsustainable. And there will have to be a shift. But those who are on top of it might be able to capitalize on this, because during every crisis, there's always an opportunity. If you're on the right side of the trade. Prime example, when 2008 happened, not everybody got the short end of the stick. There was somebody on the opposite end of that trade that made money. And when markets collapse, money doesn't disappear. It just changes hands. And that's what people don't understand. So if you can put yourself on the right side, if your indicators and your notifications and everything going off saying, hey, this is unsustainable, the numbers ain't adding up, eventually something's coming. So that's why you see Warren Buffett and certain people, they invest the way they do, because they invest in 12, 24 months out, because they can kind of see the macro and the micro trends in the market, have an idea of what's going to go on with interest rates and monetary policy globally, and they get ahead of it. So by the time it happens, they've already been on that trade and made money, and while everybody else was trying to figure out what happened. But yeah, Mike, there's definitely alarming numbers. It's definitely true. Home ownership is a luxury right now, especially with the devaluation of the dollar. Just the ability to get in debt, to finance the debt, and credit and everything else. This is why we're telling people get ready, because we're in the largest wealth transfer and reset in history. Okay. And you want to make sure you're on the right side of that trade.
Yeah, guys. And again, that's why, we're talking about the digital wealth transfer here. So other amazing crypto news this week. Bullish did an IPO. So this Bullish company is on the stock market, like the NASDAQ. They raised 115 billion in their IPO, and they took it all in stable coins. Right? They didn't use the old financial system of, oh, send all these dollars we raised to our bank. They said, send us stable coins. And the most of them were on Solana. And if you go in and read this, it actually goes into the different stable coins they used. So it is, let me blow this up a little bit. So a majority of them were in USDC, being custodied by Coinbase. They did have some PayPal, some RLUSD. I don't know what Agora is. I've never heard of that. Okay. But we view stablecoins as one of the most transformative and widespread use cases for digital assets, said David Bonanno, Bullish CFO. And again, guys, this is just showing how crypto is being, accepted instead of the old guard banks.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're going to put it up, but also Wyoming just launched their own stablecoin as well. But when I see news like this, it's just confirmation of where we're headed. The reason that a company or institution or government or agency would want to take it in stablecoins is because stablecoins is going to open up the world of DeFi for you. The world of possibilities and financial access and instruments and vehicles and ways to grow your money and multiply your money and access different systems across different networks and blockchains is opened up to you in a stable coin. Okay. So, that's why this is huge. And what we're going to see here is that all value will be in stable coins, and then when that is a store of value, so when we're looking at the quadrillions of dollars moving onto the blockchain, yeah, it's going to move into stable coins first and then deploy from stable coins into assets, into staking pools, liquidity pools, things of this nature, in and out and in between. But that's why this is so big, that these bills and this framework is done with stable coins and regulations and KYC and everything, all this stuff, right? Because they're ready to move quadrillions of dollars into this space. Money is ready to grow. Money is ready to move. Money is ready to work. But it's that we're dealing with an old system that has reached its maximum capacity of functionality. It's a natural evolution. And the old system is slow and inefficient. And so all the money is getting ready to move on chain. And so we're going to continue to see billions and billions of dollars, trillions of dollars move into stable coins. And that's going to continue to blow up a lot of these digital assets and these blockchains.
Yeah, boy.
So you see it there, guys. The first stable coin issued by a U.S. state is coming to Solana by the state of Wyoming, called Frontier Stable Token, guys. So
Yeah.
again, just history being made here.
And understand, when you hear that these coins are on a certain blockchain, it's bullish for that blockchain, of course, but understand something about interoperability. Okay, a lot of the systems now are being deployed where you're going to be seamlessly moving between chains. Like most of the time, people won't even realize what chain they're on. When they're doing a transaction, a lot of it is just going to be so seamless, so interoperable. You won't even, the way things are moving now in the blockchain space, a lot of it is old. Like there are, blockchains like Supra and others that are, pretty much, it's irrelevant essentially when it comes to the chain because of the way the enhancements that's taking place in the blockchain.
Yeah, and just some other data to show how we're going from physical to digital this is data centers construction to office construction. So you can see here that data centers will surpass offices in the next 6 months. So again, just showing the physical is going digital. I'm not going to get into that right now. Other crypto news, Google is going to, or they just bought $530 million stake in Bitcoin miner TeraWolf. Google is buying Bitcoin miners.
Yeah.
What do we talk with you guys about with Texit all the time is we are building, our goal is to build one of the biggest, cryptocurrency mines in the world. Now, I don't think we're going to get close to Bitcoin. Can we get in the top 10? Of course. There's only about 20 proof of work tokens that use actual physical miners.
Let alone made in America.
This isn't the clue M.I.M.S. I don't know what is.
Yeah, I was going to say, let alone made in America.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just like, obviously we know the value of gold and silver, and then people buy the mining stocks, because how do we get the gold and silver anyway? Somebody's got to actually pull it out of the ground, do the refining process, bring it to market. Well, if you see the value in metals, then you'll see the value in, the actual companies that are, bringing it to surface. Well, it's the same thing with Bitcoin. If you see the value in Bitcoin, you're definitely going to see the value in the miners that are processing the transaction to, bring the Bitcoin, to functionality. So, yeah, we're going to see more companies want exposure to Bitcoin and miners as well. And like we tell you guys, that's the best place to be, honestly. You're either buying an asset or you're buying the infrastructure and getting paid in the asset every single day. You know what I mean? So this is why we get excited, because while most people are buying crypto, and holding it, and some people know DeFi, which is awesome, but most people aren't mining it. Most people don't have ownership of a blockchain where they're getting paid every single day for the rest of their lives and beyond in that digital asset being sent to their cold storage wallet. That's what we're doing. That's what we help people do when we help people acquire miners, servers, and nodes and things like invaluable blockchain and crypto projects.
No, 100%. And again, guys, Argentina's new president is amazing. They are just announced they will be accepting Bitcoin and crypto for taxes. That was just, guys, all of these happened in the last week, most of them during the day. And Mims, I wanted to watch this.
Yeah, I was going to talk
just
about
because
that.
of, obviously we're going to Thailand.
Oh yeah.
I got to reshare it differently to get the audio. So let's see what this, and this is going to be awesome that we're going to be able to use this when we go to Thailand.
Thailand's government is planning to launch a pilot program allowing tourists to convert cryptocurrencies into Thai baht to make purchases locally. Visitors can make conversions through Thai-based crypto exchange platforms, so local businesses can benefit directly from this project. It sounds bullish for crypto. Marty?
Bullish for crypto, Mims. That's
oh yeah.
We can take crypto, turn it into the baht, which is the local currency in in Thailand.
Yeah, that's huge, because I plan on doing some big shopping out there. Okay. I plan on doing some big things out there, and I love the idea of the seamless, efficient, and probably most likely user-friendly ability to be able to take my USDC that we get every single week in commissions from Texas, or take some of my crypto and be able to convert that and spend it in Thailand. That's huge. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about cash and setting up a bank account and doing all that conversion. Nah, simply just use their, I don't know if it's DigiPay. I'm not sure what it's called. I did see something like that, but whatever the platform, able to convert and be able to purchase, products, goods, and services in Thailand. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have.
And the last thing I'll share before we get into the big news of how last week was massive for us. I know Mims will like this. The final SEC decision deadlines for spot XRP ETFs in October. And typically what happens is the SEC always waits till the final decision, and they're all in October. So I think October is going to be a massive month. We could have a little dip here in the next few weeks. Is kind of what I've heard from my research. If any dip we have, I'm buying. Just you guys can do what you want to do. I know what I'm doing, because I think October, November, December are going to be absolutely crazy when it comes to crypto.
Oh yeah. I mean, look, folks, you got to stop calling it crypto. Stop calling it cryptocurrency. You got to rewire your mind, the neuroplasticity. Okay. You need to build on what you know and what you understand. And one of the best ways to do that is using the proper terminology, so you can really grasp the magnitude of what you're dealing with. You're dealing with digital assets. It's not a term that people are used to really hearing or talking about. They don't say, I'm going to buy some assets, accumulate assets. That needs to be a term and a use that you use frequently, because we don't sell assets. You don't want to sell assets. Assets equates to wealth. Assets equates to financial security. Assets equate to peace of mind. So when you're looking at this cryptocurrency space and these blockchains, and you're hearing the ETFs and this and that, these are digital assets. So when you see the price going down, that should get you excited, because you understand that this is a digital asset that is undervalued, that's going to rise in value, especially when you understand that you're acquiring a digital asset with depreciating currency. Okay. That conversion is a liberating and empowering conversion for you and your family. To convert a depreciating liability, which is your dollars, they're losing value, and convert them into an appreciating digital asset is something that is going to create, massive, generational wealth for you and your family, if you do it now. Okay. Because that window will close as the quadrillions of dollars come in from ETFs, from pension funds, hedge funds, private wealth houses, and all kind of stuff. Okay, governments and everything else. Everything is moving on chain. So you want to get these assets now while they're cheap.
Yeah, I forgot about this one, Mims. I shared this one for you. Swift, which if you guys don't know, is one of the biggest ways money is transferred all around the globe. They will begin live testing digital asset trials in November of 2025, handling over $150 trillion in transactions. I don't think we're bullish enough, Mims. This is going to be crazy.
Oh my God, that's an understatement. That's an understatement. So we get excited because whatever we've been teaching and telling you guys for a very long time now, when we're talking about ISO compliant blockchains, when we're talking about interoperability, you know, when we're talking about these projects that are compliant for the global financial system to function, and then your ability to have access and to be able to acquire the asset of those blockchains, that is critical, that is integral to the financial system's success and global economy's ability to conduct global trade and commerce. You know, the opportunity we have right now, listen, they do not want you to have this opportunity. You need to be running towards it, sprinting, racing towards it, because normally you would have to be an accredited investor to get access to any of these type of assets. They would not, if this was like some stock or something, it would be straight up IPO, only for the wealthy. You get in after they pumped it to the moon, and you'll be exit liquidity. And then you got to wait 10 years or something before you might even see something out of it, unless they do another market crash. That's what they've been doing the whole time. It wasn't a fair, equitable system. Blockchain is changing that. It's changing that opportunity right now. So when you hear hundreds of trillions of dollars are getting ready to be moved on the blockchain, and now we have the knowledge and opportunity to acquire the assets that are going to be facilitating that, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, folks. It's a no-brainer.
All right. Well, we've teased them long enough, Mims. Let's get into the big news tonight, guys. The Texas runners absolutely crushed it last week. Guys, look at this. Now, this is the all of Texas community. So first of all, even if you're not on our team, let's just give everyone in Texas a big Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
Congratulations if you are in the community. We are absolutely crushing it. I mean, just, 16. We had our best week ever last week at 1627. Then we crushed it this week with 2,157 miners. And Mims, I did some math. The Texas runners sold 259 of the 2,157, giving us a 12% of the sales for the last week of all miners sold in the Texas coin community.
Don DeMarco.
Hey,
boy.
I'm gonna put it like OG, was it OPP, the gang, always on YouTube. He say, look, you better run when the runners run, okay?
Yeah.
Listen, folks, we're having a lot of fun, and we're just getting started with Texas, and we're making big moves. We're hitting exponential growth. You see the chart, you see the numbers. Folks, more exciting things are taking place. The infrastructure is being built. The value is here, okay? We're mining these digital assets. We're getting it every single day for the rest of our lives and beyond. We're making money, folks. We're getting paid thousands of dollars a week to help decentralize and spread out this mining ecosystem. And yeah, that's huge, Mike. I mean, for us to sell over 10%, and remember, folks, he said last week, okay? He didn't say last month. He said that's what we did in a week. Okay, so we're doing numbers and understand something. It's about to get even bigger. We had a phenomenal event that was done by some members on the team out in Vegas, and massively successful. That's going to continue. We got people all over the U.S. that are looking to do live events and advertising for Texas all over the state. You might see me out in the DMV area. Okay, let me know if y'all ready. We might start doing live presentations out in the DMV, okay, very soon here. So listen, this thing is blowing up, and we're having a lot of fun, helping a lot of people make a lot of money.
And I think almost everyone on our team has shifted their mindset from I'm trying to convince people to join to I feel sorry for people if they haven't joined by now. Like it's to the point where we're winning so much. I just feel bad for people who don't take the time to see the vision of what we're building here. So our hash rate is, basically on an almost all-time high. That means the power of the miners, right? So we're actually buying physical miners that mine Litecoin and Dogecoin and Texit coin that are being placed in fog hashing equipment. And Bobby Gray, our CEO and founder, oops, I'm not sharing what I'm showing you guys, my bad. Bobby Gray, our CEO and fearless leader, is showing us the receipts of buying fog hashing, large cargo crates that house these specific L9 Bitmain ant miners. That, like I said, Litecoin, Dogecoin is another revenue stream for the company. And to be clear, guys, we're crowdsourcing this. You don't have to do this. You don't need to have a computer, but you can benefit from that because when you look at how much we're mining, this is how many Texit coins are created each day. And then if you're in our community and you have a miner, you get a certain split or share of that. So right now, the average person in our community is getting about 7 tokens a day. Some people are getting more, some people are getting less. But the average person that's mining is getting 7, right? Which at, what's the price of Texit today? Probably 210 something, 213.
213.
So we take 213 times 7. That's almost 15 bucks a day.
$15 a day.
Yeah.
Times 30. Times 30.
Why times 30?
30 days.
Oh, for the month. Gotcha.
For the month, yeah.
So you're looking at, that's all $447 a month, guys.
I would say $500.
$500 a month. What would that have done?
Kept people in their homes in 2008. Extra $500 a month from mining. I mean, look, you know what they say? You bring the camel to the water, but you can't make him drink it. Listen, we know what's going on, okay? And we got a lot of miners, and we're getting more miners, okay? And we got a lot of coin, and we're going to get more coin, okay? And we're just getting started. I mean, that's at $2. Obviously, this coin has been performing phenomenally. Just hit an all-time high not too long ago with $2.50, okay? Projected to go to 16 in the spring of next year. We're accelerating in that projection, okay? Bobby Gray, shout out to Bobby Gray. He knows what he's doing. He's been in this space. He understands blockchain and crypto. He understands precious metals. He's ran companies, he talked about that today on the Zoom. His failures, quote unquote failures, right? Because it's not really a failure. These are lessons to help you be successful. And he is successful at what he's doing with Texit Coin, and you're seeing it live right now. And definitely get on this rocket ship, okay? Because we're going beyond the moon with Texit.
Yeah, and Steve Boone was one of the runners who went out to help put on the Vegas event with Eric Garrison and John and Frank and Enzo. But he makes a good point here, M.I.M.S. It's not like we just joined and we had all this volume because we brought in our warm market. Guys, we've been doing this at least for 11 weeks, maybe more. Okay. So again, we're just blowing up. Like, let's be real here. This isn't, our warm market's basically in now. We just continue to grow and grow. It's the network effect, right? And then when we start doing more advertising, when we start doing more events, because I'm going to be doing them. Obviously, I think when we go to Thailand, that's going to be massive. If the price of Texit doesn't spike when we go to Thailand, I will be shocked because I know what we're doing there. And the individuals we're going to be marketing to are very high net worth individuals.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a great time. Shout out to Juan. I see you, brother. But yeah, man, we're going to have a phenomenal time in Thailand, man. Out there for about 2 weeks. And we're going to definitely break some records and go to the next level with Texit, without a doubt.
Yeah. And Ahmed, I don't know if we're going to do anything in Dallas, but there should be Texit events all over Dallas. Reach out to whoever shared this with you and they can, direct you in the right way. Cause that's basically where Texit is headquartered, is in McKinney, which is right in Dallas.
Yeah, right.
Billboards everywhere. the Dallas airport, Houston airport, San Antonio soon. So they're all over in Dallas and Texas. All right, let's see a little bit more, guys, on just how amazing last week was. We've now raised $441 million to buy physical miners and place them all over Texas to build one of the bigger mining facilities and, crowdfunding sources in the world. And again, this is an international opportunity. The two biggest mistakes people make, M.I.M.S, is they think they need to have a physical miner in their home, and they think you can't do this unless you live in Texas or America. This is global, international. You don't need any crypto knowledge or, past experience, right? We have 80-year-old grandmas getting miners set up and getting paid daily. Super, super easy. And the big thing, M.I.M.S, is, again, this is what Bobby's done his whole life, right? He has helped the cryptocurrency community use cold storage coins. So when you join Texit, you're going to actually get 3. You buy a miner, you're going to get 3 coins. You're going to get one that's kind of like just an advertisement one. You're going to get one where your coins go to every day. And then you're going to get one, if you decide to share this, you can make up to $3,000 a week per business center. That commission will go here. And you're paid in USDC, which is a stable coin. But M.I.M.S, what I love about this, right? Let's say, a 70-year-old grandma buys a miner, right? Let's say for her grandkids. And grandma gets this coin in the mail. Grandma throws this in the safe. Okay. Grandma forgets all about Texit. Like maybe she has dementia. She has no idea what's going on. Maybe, let's say she passes away 3 years later. If this coin is in that safe, her grandchildren, her parents, whoever had access to the safe can get these coins, and no one else can if they don't have this. That's what I love about this, guys. If you're new to crypto or you're not sure how it all works, just getting a miner, right? As long as you can keep this coin, your coins are safe and your family or loved ones will have access to it. And you don't need to log in. You don't need to come and claim your coins. None of that stuff. Okay. You buy it one time, you get paid every day. M.I.M.S, if this isn't the best business, I don't know what is.
Yeah, facts. I mean, I love what Bobby Gray did. He kept it simple, because blockchain and crypto can be complex and complicated, but the system that he put in, I mean, even the ability to buy the miner, the system in which obviously Mike just showed you on how you get your coins to the cold storage wallet, everything is real smooth, efficient, user friendly. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate, an expert in this space. They got a really smooth system set up here, folks, with Texas. So, yeah, I mean, to be able to have everything go straight to your cold storage coin and just put that in the safe and, your assets are good, it's always a plus.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think, I think the only other thing I really wanted to share is just so people know, we're only about 5% of the way of selling out, if you will, because there's only so many miners available, right? We're looking at 1 million, and we're at 16.67 thousand. Okay. And now as more of these are sold, there's different points along the way where there'll be some small changes or tweaks. So the earlier you get in, the more you win. The earlier you get in, the more you win. Now, I think the next change is around 30,000 miners sold or 40,000. I can't remember, but it's somewhere around there. So if you're on the fence, if you're wondering, should I do this or should I not? My best suggestion is get educated and make a decision one way or the other, because I think you're going to regret it, but the longer you wait, the more you're missing out, essentially.
Yeah.
M.I.M.S, anything else you want to cover? Other than that, I think we're good to go. The team has just been crushing it. I was going to say we actually have a way now where people can purchase using an ACH straight from your bank. So that just became a lot easier. We'll be able to onboard a lot more people a lot easier. Let's see. Lou asked a question. Is there a cap to the hash you can earn if you have the max 9 miners as your team builds? Lou, there is no cap if you earn it. There's a cap from buying it, right? And Bobby talked about this on the Zoom last week, is they don't want some huge hedge fund like BlackRock or, a similar company coming in and just saying, oh, we really like this. We're just going to buy, half of your miners and we'll have control over everything. And, you're basically then have taken it from the people. So you are capped at the 9 miners, but as you share, and Bobby talked about this, is we want people who believe in this long term, who see the vision, who want to share and grow the Texas ecosystem. So as you do that, you can get more and more hash power, which means basically you're getting more share of the mining pool each day. And Sharon joined this week. Just do it. Great decision, Sharon. And she can tell you it was super easy. Yeah, Lou. So just get back to what?
No, I was going to say, great thing to bring up for those who don't know that you can actually purchase a miner or miners through ACH. But yeah, go ahead and touch on that. I want to make sure people.
Yeah. So Lou, just get back to whoever shared this video with you, and they can break that down. I will be making a video about that tomorrow. I mean, it's pretty simple, but I know anything that's kind of new, people like to be, get a step-by-step walkthrough. So I will be doing that. That's on my to-do list tomorrow, is make a video covering that and how it works. But it's pretty simple and straightforward, but I'll help you guys with that.
Yeah, so that's huge, folks. If you have bought a miner already, or if you haven't, or if you know people that should get into crypto or want to get into crypto, the best way, honestly, to get into crypto is to own a piece of the blockchain and get paid every single day for the rest of your life in that asset while you buy other coins. Because there might be other, and there should be other blockchain, other cryptocurrency, other digital assets that you might want to buy and have some exposure to, right? But the beautiful thing about having a miner is that if you want to sell those coins, you can, and then you can swap that out for whatever other coin you want every single day if you wanted to. You know what I mean? So that gives you some flexibility, that gives you some option. But now with Texit, you're able to purchase a miner with ACH. It's directly from your bank. I told you they're making it very simple. They're making it very efficient. They're making the process very straightforward. And that's going to open up, the opportunities for a lot of people, because a lot of people don't really, know how to get crypto. They don't know what to do in crypto. But you know how to purchase something on Amazon. You know how to do an ACH. Now you could buy a miner as you're getting started in crypto and learning about crypto. You want to have some exposure to the space, right? I think everybody should have exposure to the space, because the reality is, whether you like it or not, you're going on the blockchain, okay? And it's either you're going to benefit from the blockchain, or you're going to be used by the blockchain. You know what I mean? It's just like the financial system now. The financial system right now in its present day is either working for you or it's working against you. Okay. And so the blockchain is going to be the same way, because everything is moving on chain. Digital ID, AI, all that is coming on blockchain. Trade, everything is coming on blockchain. Finance, gaming, you name it. You will be interacting with the blockchain. Mm-hmm. So is it going to benefit you? Are you going to be a user of the blockchain? Are you going to master the blockchain? You know what I'm saying? We want you to master the blockchain and put yourself in position to have time, location, and financial freedom. And one of the best ways to get into blockchain and crypto, to me, is owning a piece of the blockchain, buying a miner, and getting paid every single day in a digital asset. And there's no better way to do that than purchasing a Texit miner at this moment in time.
Well, I am not even going to try to compete with that, guys. We're going to end the show on that high note. If anyone shared this video with you, get back with them. They will help you get your miner purchase, and you can start to get your digital rewards sent to your own wallet every single day. We'll see you guys for sure next week, if not soon.